So yeah, he introduced me well. I'm Amy Metzgar. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. I've been teaching about 10 years, um, mostly social studies classes, but I've also taught personal finance and I loved teaching it. It's a great class. So I'm excited to chat with all of you teachers. All right, so today, what we want to talk about is why talking about money with our students is so difficult. Those conversations can be uncomfortable and tricky, but they're really important to have. And I want to give you a tool and a real strategy that you can use in your class to make a really good environment for talking about it. Oh, I see I got some people from Florida. Very good. Okay, cool. Okay, so the first thing that I want you to do is share in the chat what's a money rule that you grew up with, and you can just use one phrase or one line. I'll give you an example. So for me, I would say always be financially independent. That's what I learned growing up. What do you got? Pay off credit card each month. If you don't need it, don't buy it. Save. Balance the future and now. Give 10%. Wow. A lot of save. That's good advice. Yeah. Okay. No rules or guidance whatsoever. That's still learning something. Always expect to work for it. Knowing the difference between need and want. Put money in bank. Save. I see a lot of save. See, work hard. Pack your lunch. Okay. Good credit score. Don't be wasteful. Shop around. Save again. Tons of advice on saving. Always have cash on hand. Pay cash. Pay yourself first. Invest only what you understand. Money doesn't grow on trees. Classic. Wait 24 hours on larger purchases. Budget. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Sounds very 90s. Pre-plan. Pay off credit cards. Scared money don't make money. Okay. Yeah, I mean, so many different rules and lessons and ideas. Nice. So think about some of these rules that we're sharing. Look in the chat, see what other people are saying. Another question for you, and you can reply in the chat. Where do all of these ideas come from? Oh, yeah. I mean, so like most people are saying their parents, family. Yeah. And it's true. The people that you grow up around, that's what you're picking up on, right? Okay. Second question. How were they learned? And are they actually always helpful? Learning the hard way. Yeah. So one of my favorite podcasts actually is called This is Uncomfortable. I don't know. Have any of you guys maybe listened to it? But I was listening to a recent episode and they were citing some studies from University of Michigan that says by the time that you are 2 years old, you have already picked up on like what's happening in your family with money. And by the time that you're 7 or 9 years old, you have your foundational beliefs about money. So it happens very early on what we learn about money. That's for sure. And they're not always the best lessons, and some are good lessons, but you just have to learn from it however it goes, right? So, I mean, money is more than just numbers, it's more than just math. It carries your history and how you identify yourself. And there's a lot of emotion in it, right? And a lot of times it's not always positive emotions, it can be negative, it can be shame and embarrassment, or, you feel like people are judging you. So, just like adults, your students are going to walk in with all of those ideas that you have loaded up as well. So it's important to know that when it comes up, because it will, how you can create a space to talk about those things in your class. So let me give you one question that you could use with your students to kind of get an idea about their relationship with money. So here is the question. And you guys can reply in the chat for this one as well. What's your first memory of using money? Oh man. Yeah, buying a CD, similar experience to me. Lunch money, buying candy, allowance. I see that a lot. Allowance and lunch money. Yeah, so it looks like buying things at the store, earning money when you're young at 5. Selling gum to your classmates. I know a lot of us teachers still see that. So, I mean, you guys can tell that each one of these memories is going to carry something with it. I mean, even like I know I saw at least one person that said, I didn't really learn anything about money. You're picking up on things as you grow up and you're carrying it with you. And so, all of these memories that you guys are having, our students, they've got them too. So, I want to show you guys a tool you can use in your classroom. This is the tool. They're cards. They're called FinSight cards. Intuit creates them, and they're really simple. They just have questions, prompts about money, and they're a helpful way to start conversations. So the question that we just looked at is actually from these cards. Okay, and it looks like we've actually dropped in the chat a link to the cards as well. So this one's a tougher question. What makes us as teachers ready to have sensitive conversations about money with our students? What do you think? Our experiences. Oh, being non-judgmental. I think that's something that I want you to carry away from this lesson, actually. We don't know their background. We don't want to offend them. Yeah, personal experiences and stories could be useful. Understanding that we're all human, wanting the best for them. But yeah, a lot of people said, experience was very important, and we are older than them. But are we perfect? No. In fact, I remember when I was first teaching personal finance, I'm telling the kids when we were doing investment standards, no, you need to make sure that you're investing this way. And I thought about it and I was like, wait, I'm not investing that way, am I? So, I mean, the important thing is that we create space for these students to be able to be comfortable enough to have these conversations. You don't have to be an expert in order to create that comfortable space for them. So, I mean, as I said, if you're a teacher, it doesn't matter what subject you teach, that we don't always have the right answer. I mean, how many times are you like, great question, let's look it up. But again, don't avoid it when it's difficult to speak about some of these topics. Use your best judgment and again, create the good place for them to talk about it. That's what this is all about. And hopefully the strategy that we give you is going to help you with that. Okay, so in a couple moments, you guys are going to go into breakout rooms and you are going to be with a couple of other people from the group. So I'm going to give you some questions from the FinSight cards that you can try yourself so you can see what types of prompts they're giving you, and you guys just can have a conversation. So you're either going to be a speaker or a listener. If you are a speaker, and hopefully all the people in your group will get a chance to speak, you are just going to choose whatever question speaks to your group and you're going to answer it. Okay, there are no wrong answers, but it's important that if you are a listener, to please listen. And it's okay to ask questions to the speaker, but avoid problem solving or trying to evaluate in it. So I think you're going to have at least about 5 minutes or so. And here are your questions. So, have you ever made a money decision you wish you could change? And what would you do differently? I think that's a good one. Do you think having more money leads to more happiness? Why or why not? And what is your first memory of using money? So, any of those in your breakout rooms you can discuss. Have a good time. And as you're discussing, please just think about how you feel with your group. Is it comfortable? Is it uncomfortable? Does it come naturally? And what are some of the big takeaways? Like, did you enjoy it? What was it like? And then we can talk about it when you come back.
Are you still there? Hello?
I'm still here.
Okay.
Yeah,
My thing keeps,
back.
my microphone
I'm
keeps
here.
going out.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, money really hit hard in my freshman year of high school. I tried out for the band. I ended up in this room where they were doing drums. And so I went through, the class, and the band instructor said, "You're great. You've got great rhythm. You're great. We'll see you Monday in the band room." I'm like, "Yay!" And so I ran home and like, "Mom, I made the band." And she said, "Oh, that's good, sweetheart." I says, "I need to get this drum pad and a set of drumsticks. They're $3." And she said, "I'm sorry, we don't have it," which is not unusual. It was always that. But I was so crushed that just tore me to shreds. I felt like I was worthless. It really hurt the hell out of me. And I am so passionate about not allowing other kids to have to go through that. It was just awful.
Thank you for sharing with us.
No, yeah, well, people really need to learn about money.
Yeah, they do. That's why I love teaching personal finance. It really was such a cool class, and the kids really appreciated it too because I think they want to know.
Yeah. So, how are you teaching? How did you get involved in teaching? Because I'm not a
Um,
teacher.
mhm.
I'm just I'm retired, and I really want to do something that's going to make a powerful difference in somebody's life.
So I started teaching personal finance specifically because it's now a required course in Florida. And
Okay.
a lot of people are really happy about that because, like I said, lots of people complain like they didn't teach us that in school. So now we have a
Ah,
space, a
sure.
space where we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I've already gotten some really good you know, feedback from people that went to the breakout rooms. They like these discussions.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask if you guys could put in the chat, um, how did it feel? Like if you could describe it in like maybe one word, drop it in the chat. What did you guys talk about? How did it feel? What did you learn? that would work for me. Mental well-being, relatable, thoughtful.
I'm not sure I understood the question.
So I was asking that if everyone in the breakout rooms could go ahead
Yeah.
and put in the chat how their conversations went. If you could maybe come up with one word to describe it, what was talked about or how you felt when you were talking about it. Do you think it works? What do you think? Ooh.
Is it like with my parents, how I felt about that?
Did you go to a breakout room?
Oh, no.
Oh no, you weren't in the breakout room. Okay.
Wait
That's
a
too
minute.
bad.
I don't know where I'm at.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? You're welcome here. So,
Thank you.
So,
yeah, that's
Pat, you're
first.
not in the breakout room anymore. You're now back into the main session.
Oh,
I
okay.
think she was in the breakout room and she said when she wanted to get those things for her band, she really wanted that.
Yeah.
And it was difficult because her parents couldn't help her. But I
Mhm.
thought of a book that's really cool. It's called Ella Buys a Bike. It's a really cute book.
Oh,
And it's how
wow.
she did chores around her neighborhood she made $1 because she helped the lady at the house with cleaning up and then she cut the grass and the different things she did so she could save up so she could buy a bike.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
One thing
Yeah.
I want to reply to, Rena Jackson, you said that you were wishing there was more time. Yeah, I think I agree. 5 minutes is not enough to do some of these conversations. One way that we use the cards in my classes, we'll do quiz, trade. So you could give a card to every single student, and then they're going to read the question, they're going to answer the question, and then they have a partner, the partner does the same thing, they have a little conversation, they trade cards, they go find another partner, they do the same thing. So if you can give 10-15 minutes to that, I mean, the kids would likely really like it. But yeah, I agree, like these are good conversation starters. So, what do you do if you're in class and it does go somewhere unexpected? I think this is definitely something that all teachers can relate to. Again, no matter what subject that you teach. So, what do you think? I mean, what would you do if something uncomfortable happens in front of the class when you're talking about these money conversations? What would you do? How would you react, or how would you even avoid it?
And can you give us an example of what you mean? Like you
Sure,
mean,
if someone says something offensive to someone else, or someone says, or someone makes fun of someone else, has makes a judgment on somebody, what do you think that you would do?
well, usually in my classes, so I've been a virtual teacher for about 7 years. So in my Zoom classes, I can have up to 1,000 students in the class. So you can imagine the chat. We
Yeah.
turn the mic on. We give certain students permission to give mics. So we've had issues where there were inappropriate conversations in the chat, and so I would stop the chat and pull my slide up, and we talk about respecting each other, using kid-friendly words. So that's why I love incorporating Kahoot. So what it does is I turn the chat off in our Zoom, and they answer these questions like it may be a word cloud, and so sometimes a word cloud, or I'll just do things where they can only do kid friendly responses. So we'll stop for a minute and say, remember, let's respect each other. You treat people how you want to be treated, and then I'll have everybody raise your digital hands, and that's our signature, our contract stating that we're going to be responsible digital citizens. So usually as we do that, it tends to get better every session. Then I notice other students, if somebody says something out of line, oh, you're out of line for that. And then I can go in and maybe restrict chat rights. So if they're misbehaving and say, okay, well, we're going to put you in the waiting room for about 5 or 10 minutes. And then, you go and you look at the video about expectations, and then you come back in, and then you get a second chance. After that, they continue to misbehave. Then we just remove them from the live lesson room.
Yeah. I mean, I think that I saw some really good replies, and one of the main things I think you can do is lay out those expectations beforehand. Let the students know that judgment calls are not okay. Okay. You have to create a space where you guys can speak and feel comfortable to speak without being judged. And I mean, also adults probably understand this better than students, but wealth is relative. You know, I teach at an extremely diverse school, culturally and economically. And so I see so many different socioeconomic backgrounds in my class. And it's really important to know that, hey, you know, we in the United States have it a lot better than, say, someone in the Congo. And opening them up to these different ideas puts them on more of a level playing field too. But just don't avoid the difficult conversations. It's important to talk about them. And hopefully this is a tool that can help you do that. So, some takeaways. As we said, money conversations are very personal. They can bring up some uncomfortable feelings. They carry history, they carry weight, they can carry shame, but they're really important to discuss. So please teach your students. It's not about resolution. It's not about, oh, I've got this great advice for you. It's really about creating a judgment-free zone so that people can learn from each other. And I do hope that you guys will try the Finsight cards. I know they've dropped the link in the chat to get to them, but also if you'll please just scan and you can give a survey here on the screen. If you can request them as well when you're taking that survey. I really enjoyed getting to speak with all of you guys. You guys seem like very cool teachers that are really interested in all of this stuff. So I hope that after the summer you have a really good year. And I enjoyed speaking with you. So thank you all so much. It was a good experience.